I gotta be honest, I have no idea what genre this song falls into. Really? Really liking it. This is cheerful. Welcome to the stream. It's basically tabletop, and here we're going to be trying to finish this Witchgar tonight. It's not likely, but I'm trying anyway. So, let's see what we got. So we've got, we're trying to finish this guy, who clearly has been disarmed, and is also missing his power pack in his head. So we have one arm that's basically entirely done, and I had this mounted on a painting nail cork, whatever. However, I realized afterward that I kind of wanted both arms to pose it, so, you know, it's just kind of sitting on the side now. We are most of the way done with this chainsword. I had intended to get this entirely done before the stream, but just frankly ran out of time. We're in the highlighting stage, so we're almost there. Got highlighting, a little bit of cleanup, and then popping a transfer on there. And the backpack and the head haven't even been touched yet. Can we do all that tonight? In 2 hours? Maybe? I don't know, I got to get painting out of the way. Need mess with that a little bit. So the light off the white doesn't entirely knock out the cam. Okay. So we are on step I lied. We're not in highlighting yet. I had started highlighting right before dinner and then realized actually I need to do the Black Templar in the trenches. Which will only take a second, because I think it's literally just that right there. I think that's literally the only thing I have to shove in, and then we're off to highlighting. So, I'm still having some, like, focus issues here. I don't know what to tell you. So, it's Monday night. How's everyone doing? How's the beginning of their week looking? How's the forecast for the rest of their week looking? I hope it's grand. If it's not grand, make it grand. What are you doing? Wait. Why are you not making it grand? Make it epic. Oh yeah, I'm having a pretty epic day, not gonna lie. The financial stuff going my way, which is very nice after the last few months of nothing financial going my way. Actually, like one thing financially going my way in like the last couple months. So now I'm feeling pretty good because I had two good things happen. One was a client that I was kind of waiting on to pay me for some web work. It finally paid me, and we scheduled a little bit more work for this weekend. It's nice. And I started a new investing thing that's like entirely passive, and theoretically will just keep making me money. I won't go into more detail than that right now, as I don't want to get people too into it until I've properly tested it myself. I mean, I've seen other people test it, but you know, you gotta know for yourself. I also forgot to put shader around this. I'm gonna do that real quick. We'll move on to the highlighting, and also we'll eventually get to highlighting that as well. So that actually not just the edges highlighting that thing, the whole thing needs to be highlighted. Not highlighted, shaded. This is looking good for my odds of actually finishing this before the end of the stream. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get done. Just gotta try to keep it in cam. Be real gentle. I was just about to make some very spicy comments. I will keep that to myself. Yeah. I think I might have to go back and do another round of the edges with the mix I use for the armor shading. That's usually how I do it, and I will have just a little bit of cleanup required. Not too bad. It doesn't add that much onto what was already there, really. Alright, different brush. Precision synthetic. Is this is still kind of usable. Corax white. I know the names of paints. How do you? I'll move this over here because I keep going over here anyway. Sometimes I gotta make the camera follow me instead of me trying to follow the camera. I feel like there's some kind of life advice in there somewhere. Make the camera follow you. Kind of like in video games. Video games, like Mario isn't following Lakituk, making Lakituk chase him around. It's like I'm the protagonist, yo. I don't know how that actually. But like loosely, I kind of know what that means. I don't fully know what I'm saying means. If someone wiser than me wants to get in on this in the chat and or comment section, be my guest. Explain my own philosophical ramblings to me. I have no idea. Never made it as a wise man. I'm too much of a goody two-shoes to try to stealing. This is funky. I need more paint. I demand more paint. There we go. Really don't need Corax white, like, thick for it to have the desired effect. It can be pretty thin, still work. As long as it's wet. Wet is the primary attribute we're looking for here. I need to lighten this camera a little bit. Got a little ridiculous. Yeah, I think that's the arm. Now for the chainsword. That's kind of one of those things where it's like I see see tutorials now and then talking about how to thin paints, how to load your brush, and they give you all these recipes, and I'm like, that's crap. Every paint's different, reacts different, needs different amounts of whatever. And you thin it different amounts to do different things. What we should be talking about is for principles like, when do you want thin paint? When do you want thick paint? There are uses for thick paint. There's also uses for dry paint. Like having your paint a consistency that dries on your brush like very quickly can be very useful depending on what you're doing. Most of the time it's annoying, but not always. So like right here, when I'm doing highlighting, I want fairly wet paint that just slides real smoothly. You're like, wow, why wouldn't I want that all the time? Well, because sometimes you could be doing something like putting accents on leather, for example, and you want it to look like rugged and, you know, kind of like a little like rawhide, where it's got that like fuzzy kind of look. That's when you want not quite a dry brush, but a most of the way there dry brush kind of deal, you know? Very, very handy when you get that kind of consistency for that. Sometimes you want paint so thick that it leaves texture physically on the miniature. Sometimes it's useful. Again, the rawhide is like the obvious example, but I mean, there are other things, like terrain. Maybe you're doing a very dirty, grim dark style. That you want texture just about everywhere from the ones I've seen. Not done it much myself, but I've seen plenty of amazing pictures, and it kind of looks like the whole thing is covered in texture. Yeah, I think that's the chainsword base highlighting done. Like the broad highlight. And yeah, I'll get cleaned up a little bit later. Now it's time for the edge highlight, which will be a white scar. Ooh. Right, white scar. I mentioned I'm also pretty tired. That I'm trying to do this in for no reason. There's no like grand reason why I need it done tonight. It just sounded like a goal to strive for. I'm just going for it, even though it kind of hurts. There's a low chance I'll actually pull it off. That's never stopped me. I don't think it should stop anyone. Want to choose something? Go for it. Do it. Be like big man Charlotte Booth and just do it. Okay. In the tight crevices. Well, that looks kind of like crap, but you know, I think some Black Templar will fix that. This is one of the situations where, like, ironically, the paint is really wet, but it's drying on the brush really quickly, partially because it's a very small brush, so there's not a lot of body to keep it wet. But thinning it more would actually hurt the situation, not help it. It's going to be even less of body to set a paint. Kind of a problem. Also isn't helping that this, I wonder if this is the old, this is the old size 0. Oh, it looks like it is. That's part of the problem. That I'm gonna clean it properly and then set up with the conditioner to maybe help fix it a little bit more. Part of why I'm having such a hard time is that the shape of the bristles aren't holding together very well. Brush is giving me quite the hard time, to be honest. Okay, you know what? It has a bunch of conditioner on it, and it's semi-shaped again. So let's go back in with the newer size 0. Be a lot better. All right, here we go. Where were we? This, I think. Alright, we got that wrist. And then I already did the fingers because I kind of just shot off in that direction earlier. I did not get the thumb, I don't think. Did I get the thumb? I don't know. Get the thumb again. I like this track. It's actually really hard to headbang and paint, so I'm just gonna not. Kinda unsurprising. Fine motor control and headbanging don't go together. That's also why I don't drink and paint. Even though I'd like to. I love drinking. But, yeah. I mean, I guess it works out that right now I can't super afford to drink a lot. And also, the main thing I do most of my time painting doesn't encourage drinking. So I guess that kind of like works out in its own way. Well, if I paint, I mean, if I drink, I can't paint. So I guess I'm just not going to drink because I'd rather be painting. Let down, do it this way. Trying to figure out how to hit this curve right. From the bottom seems to be the way to go. So yeah. What am I? Nearly a half hour in. Do I still think I can finish this white scar tonight? Maybe? And the backpack's got a lot of angles to highlight, so like that's the thing. However, I have done a lot of them by now. So yeah, it's all very maybe. I think that's all the white scar highlighting. I gotta do some quick silver highlighting on the Indomitus icon. Hey Tone. Welcome to the White Blitz. That's not a good name. I'm gonna think of another name. Scar Blitz? Oh, go Sue too. The whole party's here. How's it going, guys? Trying to knock out the rest of this intercessor tonight. Which is it's a big fat question mark on if I'm gonna pull it off or not. It's probably leaning towards unlikely, but, you know, I can hope. I can hope and dream and paint too fast. Doing well, trying to determine if I want to take the time to sand down some of these Iron Warrior Tyrant Siege Terminator shoulder pads. Wow, Iron Warrior's Tyrant Siege Terminator shoulder pads. I feel like that should be a tongue twister, but ironically, it actually rolls off a tongue rather well. Yeah, sand them down. Make them nice and smooth. Make them meet Perturabo's, what do you call it? Exacting requirements of armor detail. Which actually for armor is probably very low, to be honest. He probably doesn't really care that much. He wants it to function. "3D print lines are kind of sketchy by sanding some down, and details are really muted by sanding them." Yeah, you might want to look at scraping them off using an X-Acto knife, when possible. That'd be the more precise way of going about it. Yeah, it's just kind of part of the game. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, so I got a little bit of cleanup on this, and then the symbol transfer. Yeah, I'm pretty tired tonight, so don't mind me and my English, guys. I'm bleh, bleh, bleh. Good idea, try. Yeah, use the back of it. It's all I use for mold lines now. Actually works really well. And like, I've had like the Citadel mold line remover for like since I started the hobby, and now I just use the back of an X-Acto knife because it's way better. I still use this, but not for scraping so much. Usually for widening out holes that I'm drilling. Is the most often thing. Or when I gotta like snap two things that glue together apart, it kind of works well as a lever for that because it's really strong metal. But yeah, back of an X-Acto knife. What am I looking for? Better brush for this. Synthetic, I missed my brush tray just then. Okay, cool. Or not tray. Well, yeah, organization tray. I don't know. Whatever. I'm all over the place. Don't mind me. I mind this track so far. I mean, it sounds nice, but it's not what I need right now. Can I get... Can I get a track that fits the mood? Alright, that's a little too much of that. That's like... That's like saying we gotta up the party a little bit and someone just brings out a whole, like, sack of crack. Just... It's getting nuts. Oh, it's freaking... What happened to the music? So it was doing great earlier. Like, I think I had to change it once in my last stream. Now it's just gone to hell. Sure. Oh, goals. I can get behind that. Goals are good. Let's mute down a bit of this shading because this is a little intense. So, Tone, what are you working on? Are we working on something? Also, I had a pretty heretical conversation going on for like a good hour in the last stream. So like half the stream basically. Talking about how not much less we can so finish up Chaos Warps meant just have backpack. Nice. Yo, I want to see pictures of that when you're done. I want to see the final product. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. We were all talking about how it was me and one other dude. Talking about how Star Wars got backwards, Jedi's are the bad guys, and Sith, like, well, they're not great. They're not completely the bad guys either. And like the Empire were definitely the good guys in the original trilogy, all things considered. Like for the average dude on the ground, like just a regular citizen, the Empire was fine. Not actually a big deal. And even like the Emperor, as far as a politician is concerned, wasn't that terrible, except, I mean, unless you were a Jedi. But as a Jedi, you weren't great either. Like, it was pretty funny and pretty heretical. Like, when you pull back from looking at it from a Jedi perspective, the Rebel Alliance, actual terrorists. Like, if nothing else, economic terrorists, because blowing up the first Death Star definitely threw the galaxy into depression. So, good job, guys. Well done, Luke. You single-handedly caused one of the largest economic crises of, like, the Republic's history. The Republic and Empire's history. I mean, the Empire's history is easy. It's only been around for, like, 20, 30 years. 25 years. Yeah. Like, I don't think the average citizen noticed the difference going from the Republic to the Empire, honestly. Had to have had a more negative impact. Keep Death Star, well, would have had a more negative, keep the Death Star up and running with potentially blowing up multiple other plants or blowing it up. So, here's the thing. Multiple planets worth of resources went into the Death Star, and the Death Star at any one time could only take on a single planet. while the fleets that were doing the brunts of the work could raise the crust of a planet like on their own already, and they had tons of them. Probably more than necessary, to be honest. On the other hand, Death Star was providing a lot of employment. Was it producing a lot of products? Probably not really. However, if you had turned that on the Hutts, which were still a large crime syndicate problem, that probably would have actually made you a lot of money by knocking them out of the game. But here's the other thing. The up and running costs, that is that's an overtime cost. The blowing it up like immediately upon its completion, because it was only up and running for what, like 6 months max? Something like that? It only blown up one planet, Alderaan. Which wasn't exactly an industrial center, by the way. It was kind of just like a civilized world by 40k standards. Like, it didn't like make a whole lot of stuff or anything. Blowing it up all at once after all those resources had been thrown into it, like, do you imagine the Star Wars stock market after that? That's basically like immediately after 9/11, but like way worse because of how many, like how many resources. I mean, I'll remember how to speak English eventually, one of these days. They just blew up Alderaan and killed 2 billion people. And then when they blew up the Death Star, it was like another like million something people. A million people, by the way. A lot of them were technicians, engineers, and scientists. Well, here's the thing. 2 billion people in Star Wars Galaxy, that's a drop in the ocean. Star Wars doesn't like show scale very well, but realistically speaking, the Star Wars Galaxy should be absurd amounts of people, like especially humans. Like, dear God, like 40k doesn't even get the civilization ratios correct, or not ratios, but like quantities correct. It should be like logarithmic, the amount of humans. I'm gonna call this done as far as like paint is concerned. So we're gonna knock the blade transfer on now. I'm not saying like the Empire is great. It's kind of like looking at America. America's not great. It does a lot of crappy things. Is it better than some of the alternatives right now? Probably. Yes, the Empire, like, enslaved the Wookiees. That's not good. People in Coruscant probably living the exact same as they did, like, before this change over to Empire. Also, look at it this way. With the end of the Clone Wars, Anakin, Vader, knocked out a lot of the leaders of the most corrupt financial institutions in the galaxy in like a 5-minute sequence. So, that's a plus. Trade Federation, gone. Banking clans, gone. All the battle droid manufacturers, gone. Jedi getting wiped out? I'm fine with that. Jedi weren't great. Not really. In fact, I'd argue the modern Sith only kept showing up as a counter to the Jedi. I mean, a lot of them were ex-Jedi that like couldn't handle the honestly unhealthy emotional practices of the Jedi. Alright, so while I'm waiting for the micro set to dry, actually I should get the actual transfer ready. It's the most used one. There we go. There's just someone that thinks the Grey Jedi were the best way of going about it as a Force user, but, you know, whatever. Oh yeah, so that originally came about, I think was that before or after? No, it was after. I was talking about the, A Fan with Too Much Times, Star Wars versus 40k series. If you have not watched that, if anyone has not watched that, after the stream, later, on your own time, look up on YouTube, A Fan with Too Much Time, all one word, Star Wars versus 40k. It's a long-form narrative look at if a segment of a Imperial Crusade, like modern Imperial Crusade, like, you know, 40k era Crusade, just suddenly came into like the side of the Star Wars galaxy due to warp shenanigans towards the end of the Clone Wars. It's amazing. I gotta go and watch the new episode. Right after I finished watching the new episode of Critical Role, which was the thing I was painting to before the stream started. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to like keep up with. I'm trying to. I finished. What was it, like a couple weeks ago? I finally finished campaign 2, and I had been caught up with. Yeah, I know, right, Tone? Can you believe it? I paint off stream. I actually paint a lot off stream. Here's the thing. I can paint all day. I can paint all day into the night. Like, I have painted. Let's see. My record is I have painted for 17 hours straight. Problem is, streaming, well, I like streaming, can be exhausting. So I have to limit my amount of time streaming, even if I might not necessarily be limiting my amount of time painting or crafting or whatever else. But yeah, when I get into the flow of it, when I get into a real flow, I can go for, holy crap. One idea I had before I knew how much streaming would exhaust me was if I could stream myself. I definitely would not be entertaining for most of this period. If I could stream myself painting for a 100-hour week, because I'm a freaking madman. But at the time, I was looking at like, hey, I've been painting, you know, like 14 hours a day, consistently, you know, almost every day of the week. But yeah, I could. In theory, the math makes it. Wow, that transfer just fell right apart. Holy crap. Let me nudge that into view for you guys. I went to brush it off the cardboard, and that thing just split right apart. So I'll be cutting another one out because that's garbage. Tone, actually, you of all people, because I know, like, I think Gosu, I think you're also in the Discord, but Tone, you're in Discord. I put up a work in progress the other day, which I've made more progress since. I don't think you saw it. I think you ignored me. But yeah, no, I paint a lot off stream. It's great. I probably paint some of my best stuff off stream. Wink, wink. Nah, I don't know. Modeling Kipash, yeah, I think. Yeah, modeling Kipash. I've made a lot of progress on that since it's not done, but it's close. If I have the energy to, I want to work on it more tonight after, like, I call it for work painting. I don't think I want to, like, super public, like, reveal that until it's completely done and putting on there. Turn alerts, man. How dare you not see my stuff as soon as it goes up? I can't even straight face through the whole joke. Yeah. I love the caricature of absolute like arrogance. I can't do it. Yeah, 10 lashes for you. But I can't do it seriously. I can't. Like, okay, so two of my favorite characters in fiction, right? In all of fiction. Vegeta from the abridged Dragon Ball Z abridged, and which I still haven't seen original Dragon Ball Z, so I have no idea what he's normally like. But I hear it's kind of close. And Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate Bridge. Like, I love that character. Can I do it? Not super often. In fact, after showing the show to my ex, who we were together for off and on for 9 years, after showing her Shadow and Bone on Netflix, she said, "Nah, if you're any fictional character, you're the leader of the crows there. Has something." She's like, "No, you're that guy." Like, fair enough. To be fair, I really like that character, so it's totally fine. Watch Shadow and Bone, man. It's an amazing show. It's like take like roughly 1900-ish Tsarist Russia, and then throw in bit of fantasy mapping and like elements bending, like straight up Avatar nonsense. Effectively, it's awesome. There is gonna be a season 2, Gosu. They announced it almost immediately. That Netflix greenlit it because it got such good reviews, critical and audience. Like, everyone loved it. So yeah, it's gonna be. It was supposed to come out this year, but it's looking more likely to be first quarter of next year. Ironically, right around my birthday, which also ironically is right around the time that the first season came out. Yeah, no, season 2, I can't wait. It would be bad if we didn't get a season 2 considering how that show ended. Like, it was so much like obvious build up for like, yeah, there's going to be more. They were really when whoever wrote this, dude was a Chad. He was like, "I'm going to make it so if anyone likes this, they're going to be chomping at the bit for the next one because of how we set everything up." Because guess what? Like, nothing got resolved. A little bit of a spoiler, but not really. I mean, kind of. Nah, not really. Kind of pulled the Game of Thrones, but not really. Anyway, great show. Go watch it. Like, forget about, like, after the stream, go on Netflix. Start watching Shadow and Bone. Like, yeah, the show slaps. It's so good. So good. I can't speak highly enough about that show. Gets you right in the feels. Bunch of different kinds of feels. Anyway. It's funny, because part of me wants to be like, yeah, I mean, it's... Part of me wants to be like, it's young adult fiction, just like, you know, whatever. But nah, somehow they hit you harder. I think it's because they deal with a lot of, like, actually deeper topics, but in, like, kind of a light brush way. Anyway. I don't want to... I want to talk about it, but I don't want to give too much away. Spoilers are bad for that kind of show. You don't want to know what's going to happen. Definitely check it out, Tom. You'll be thanking me. By the way, though, if you've seen the thing I posted, Tone, what do you think of it? How's it looking? I know the lighting's not great, but, you know, it's part of it being a work in progress pick. I wasn't trying. Which, that is not Rebelcher. I should probably replace this, this sheet. But I'm not gonna. I should. Not gonna. Forgive. You know what? Good. Glad you can't figure out what it is yet. It looks cool. I don't know what it is. Perfect. That's the best I can hope for a work in progress. Because if we could figure out what it was, then a bunch of the pizzazz kind of goes with it, in a way. Unless you see it completely done, which is why, like, I often don't want to I don't like doing work in progress stuff because it takes out some of the impact of first seeing it. Like, I'm all about that initial impact of like, whoa, that's like crazy. You know, that's shock results. It's great. All right, back to like normal painting cam. Yeah, just a little bit of my actual merch mug over here. Yeah, through the merch store. How to get there? Not gonna tell you. No. Basicallytabletop.com/shop. Go get some merch. Anyway, let's start on the backpack. It is now 10 of 9. It has been 50 minutes. I still have a backpack and a head to do before this is done. I am tempted. Here's what I'm tempted to do. I'm tempted to just keep streaming until it's done and see how long it takes me. Because there's a definitely strong part of me that's like, there's no way you're gonna have this done before 10. That might get painful though, because it might take me another hour for all I know. I hope not, but it could. What do you guys think? They're like, well, not if you keep painting out of frame so you can't even see the painting, then what's the point of you painting past the stream's end? I'm out of frame again. Where did I have it before? This like made sense. I think it was like here, actually. There we go. I have a little bit of leeway. But I don't uno momento, we're called. You're good, Tone. For all I know, I might be here for the next 3 hours. Ugh. Don't you keep lurking. I demand a lurk. No, but seriously, lurking helps me so much right now because I'm still trying to get affiliate, and the hard one is getting that three simultaneous viewers average across 30 days. I'm at like 1.89 right now. I gotta get this up. And like so many things become real when we hit affiliate. Also, by the way, if you're not following, please do follow. I also need to hit that 50 follower bit. I thank you in advance. If you're already following, then amazing. I love you. I won't love you until you follow. No, it's okay. You're dead to me. No, my brain. Stop doing that. Just the Cards Against Humanity just turned on in my brain. Just all the dark jokes. Like, real dark jokes just came flooding. Can't do it. It's not nice. Or should I? Should I start culling the herd for the people that can't take dark jokes, like, immediately, before I get too big? Should I get you guys used to horrific jokes now? Gosu, you're still here, I think. Just, yep. No comment. I'm a degenerate. Amazing. Perfect. My people. To let him rip. So I was like, yeah, I mean, if you already follow me, I love you. If you don't, well, I don't love you till you follow me. So look at it like this. If you're following me, I am your dad. And if you don't follow me, I'm your dad after he left to get those smokes. I have a rat with a gun as my own Twitch emote. Brilliant, Gosu. Oh, yo, where's Moon? I should get Moon in here. Moon would love that emote because she in the couple Discord servers I'm in with her, she uses gun emotes, all emojis and reactions like all the time. It's like a catchphrase. I'm gonna kill you. This is her go-to. Never stops. It's awesome. Which is really funny because she's like probably one of the more wholesome people I know in reality. Like she sends me videos of her riding horses. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. And then I'm like, oh man, you're in California. It's like way too beautiful over there. How dare you? I'm over here in Rhode Island with just like mud and snow for half the year. And she's like, oh, but you have rain. I'm like, haha. Let me send you videos of like it thunderstorming here and like actually flooding my room. For some of you that missed it, last week before. I don't remember now. It was a Monday. Of course, it was a Monday. Yeah, it was a Monday. I was on stream. It was Monday night stream. I gotta change the Subsorian. I gotta change his music, dear God. Cool. I like this. So it's Monday night. I start the stream. I got Tone in here, chilling. We're like 7 minutes in. The stream had just started. Okay, and I'm like, man, it is been going wonky outside. Like it is crashing thunder, like downpour. Like it is late summer New England rolling, just nuts. And the previous stream, it hadn't even started like really raining yet. The Monday afternoon stream, and my internet was already going weird, and I'm like, ah, great. I hope it doesn't. I hope the internet holds together, and I hope like I don't see any like water coming. Oh God, there's water. There's just water like coming down my wall, down my floor towards me from holes in the walls. I'm like, I gotta go. I spent the next like hour and a half. Oh really? Oh man, that's like terrible and hilarious. Yeah, I spent the next I wonder if the camera you can actually not that you can actually see it, but technically is in frame. If you look in the frame of my right about where my finger is through the Ender Pro frame, there's a whole like this of like sealant foam like on the wall. What is this polishing shoes track, isn't it? Yeah, ASMR polishing shoes. Get out of here. I had a hole in the roof shoot water out of my ceiling right behind my computer. Oh God, like a black flood of death. Yeah, no kidding. That's, you know what's okay. I can do worse. Last year, the big holes was one in the floor, right underneath my desk, like right down there. Coming up, because I'm in a basement, I'm underground, and the other one was through a rotten board that was like up there that goes down the wall, down that corner to collect where all that is. Oh man, if I wasn't a former electrician, I would have been so worried. Yeah, that's Fortunately, I know that, like, all of those, like, I'm not in too bad shape of stuff actually happening there. Alright, I gotta get back to actually painting if I'm gonna finish this guy in time. If I'm not gonna be here all night. But yeah, no, totally had, like, my room started flooding on stream. Hilarious and awful. I was so tired after dealing with that, man. It was like 11 p.m. and I had just spent like an hour on my knees on a folding chair, reaching like full stretch to get into a corner that was like cubbied by 2 desks with the ceiling foam can, making this like, you know, the first one I said was like this. This one's like this huge corner. It looks like a giant like beehive built into a corner. It's huge and awful and terrible workmanship, but it technically stops the water, I guess. Pool party painting? Yeah, no kidding. Basically, tabletop. That's how it worked. It wouldn't have reached my tabletop, so theoretically could have been fine. Wouldn't have been fine. Yeah, so that was nuts. It was not my best stream. That I don't remember if I deleted that or not. I don't think I put it on YouTube, but I might still be in the Twitch library for now. You want to go see that? How that went. It's whatever stream was like 7 minutes long. A couple weeks ago, or like a week ago. 7, 10, 12 minutes, something like that. It was not long. Let's just put it that way. Oh, hey, I got a decent number of people here in the chat. I want to throw something by you guys. I'm thinking of adding onto the normal stream schedule a once a week thing that's not painting, but actually some kind of gaming. Probably enlisted for now, but might mix up the games in the future. Some kind of game night. I'm thinking probably Saturday, but it could be Tuesday or Thursday. I haven't really decided yet, but like, I don't know. Regulars, tell me your thoughts. I don't know if this helps or hurts me, but I am generally good at video games. I'm just gonna throw that now. This will not be a like achievement hunter style like let's play of oh he screwed up again. No. If free, I'll be down to watch. Don't know how lag between our countries would work. Oh well, I mean, if you want to play with me, I'm totally down for that. It's more just like streaming me playing a game of some kind. Enlisted is free to play, by the way, and fully cross-platform. World War II shooter. I mean, if you guys make accounts now, you might want to start grinding up if you guys want to join me. I'd say PC's the better one because I think you can actually get into squads if you're all on the same thing, or at least all on PC. Okay, yeah, you're good, Gosu. I mean, I'll still be here. Okay, so Saurian enlisted is War Thunder with infantry. Straight, like, flat out. That's exactly what it is. It is War Thunder's tanks and planes made by War Thunder. Direct pour it over, and then it's made primarily a first-person shooter with squad mechanics. Squad mechanics by that you spawn in controlling one guy, but you also have a squad of AI with you. Yeah, enlisted. That'd be the first game that would have on the thing. But yeah, if you guys are totally in for watching or playing or what have you, I just kind of wanna. Oh, okay, there you go. I mean, I've been playing Americans in Normandy. That's been my main thing. I've played a decent bit of Russians in Moscow, and I dabbled a little in Berlin. I didn't really care for Berlin. What do you call it? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so if you guys are liking the idea of playing, watching, whatever, me doing games as well as painting, then yeah, because I've been thinking about doing that for a while. Allow me to reach some newer audiences, but I didn't want to like immediately lose like my painting peeps at the same time or water down my brand. But yeah, I mean, if we're good to go, and yeah, we'll I'll figure out what the scheduling looks like, and bounce around some timing ideas. Germans on Normandy? Oh, perfect. We play against each other. Actually, I'm not sure how to get that to actually work, to be honest, but maybe I'll look into it. Let's see, what level am I? I know I'm mid. I'm mid-level. I'm just about to get my first level 2 squad. Which is sniper for Americans. Oh, Saurian, I don't know if you know this, but mid-level in Normandy, Germans are busted. Like, I mean really busted. Do you know why they're busted? Doesn't matter. Guns, launch. No, sure. No. Germans are busted. Here's why. Next to nothing the Americans have at range will penetrate a Panzer IV's hull. And you guys get the Panzer IV, like, pretty early, comparatively. Like, I've been having to deal with Panzer IVs for, like, 5 levels solid now. And I still have another level and a half before I get the, M4, whatever it is, tank. The American comparison tank, like the proper medium tank. Neither of the tanks I have, the M2A5 Stuart or the M8 Scott, which is a howitzer tank, neither of those can penetrate Panzer IV. Flat out, you can't do it. So no, Germans are kind of busted in mid-level. Once a Panzer IV comes out, you basically just have to avoid it and try to go for objectives. you got occasionally an explosive pack will work, but that's not even guaranteed. I haven't been able to had much success with mines, but granted, I mostly just have a hard time setting them up in the first place because I'm American. I'm usually on the offense. But yeah. I am also starting to get a little tired of the MG30. What is it? The MG34s? Yeah, the MG34 is like everywhere. Because also like we only have the Bren right now, or I only have the Bren right now, which is not great. It's not a terrific machine gun. It kills in one shot, but its recoil is horrific. I will say we do make up for it with our standard rifle, because it's not hard to outfit everyone with an M1 Garand that doesn't have a special weapon. And M1 Garand slaps. You probably know this, Sorian. The M1 Garand messes people up. Those of you that don't know, the M1 Garand shoots a 30-06 round. It's a big round. So in real life, it hits like a truck. In a lot of games, they mostly try to balance it with the fact that it's semi-automatic. Unless it doesn't do that. Unless it's like, you're shooting a 30-06. One round to the chest is usually enough to kill someone. Vast majority of the time. So you can run up on it, like, turn a corner, see a whole squad of Germans in front of you, and just trigger finger the crap out of that M1 Garand and just take out the entire squad in like a single clip. It actually is a clip with an M1 Garand, which is pretty nice. Like, ironically, I'm playing right now, let's see, squads I'm currently grinding is the machine gun squad, the anti-tank squad, and I've got my sniper / artillery one. Well, sniper with artillery, guys. As my, like, I actually want to do work. Which I'll sometimes switch that around with my radio squad or my assault squad. In any regard. A lot of my better kill streaks lately that haven't been with my tank have been with M1 Garands, ironically. Not with the Bren. Like, I'm mostly just trying to grind up the guys to have, like, the actual guys when I attach them to other squads to have them leveled. But, like, I might have to, at some point, check to see if I unlock the bar first or the machine gun 2 squad first, like the level 2 machine gun squad first. Because if it's the machine gun 2 squad first, I might just drop these guys because I'll have the other guys to level up before I even get the bar, which is actually, like, worth it. The bar is brutal. Ironically, I talk about enlisted and people start leaving. Yeah. This is what I was afraid of. That's fine. It happens. It might have happened anyway. People realizing I'm not actually that entertaining. What? No, it's good. We actually got quite a bit of time with like 5 people in the streams. That upped the average a fair bit right there. That got me a lot closer. I wonder if I'll knock into the 2 point something range soon for my average concurrent viewers. I mean, I figure I'll get the followers eventually regardless, but it's the it's that concurrent viewer one. That one's hard. Here's my question. Do I have to hit it and then maintain it until I hit 50 if I hit it before 50, or do I only have to hit it once before 50 and then just have to hit 50? That's my wonder, because they don't explain it. No, I need no. My moderately thin non oil that works kind of weird now, but I kind of like it. Oh yeah, at this point I'm definitely not finishing this before 10. I have gone so far off track. I'm so much less efficient. See what you guys do to me? Your guy's bad influence. That's what I'm calling it. Gosu's degeneracy. In particular. Yeah, that's right. He's not even here and I'm talking crap about him. That works. It's like D&D. If you don't show up to the game, then you know we can't be responsible for what happens to your character. I've actually, the first D&D game I was in, I learned that the hard way. I got a call one Sunday afternoon, or it was Sunday? No, what day did I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, because it was after one of the days I worked, but it wasn't Monday or Friday. Definitely Wednesday. I worked my first job, my retail job. I got picked up by a friend from my job. But yeah, I had to go home for some reason. And I just get a call, like, hey, roll a dice. Okay. Roll a die, you know, roll a d20. Alright, here's the results. Okay, so your character is now like a slowly growing like thumb in a jar. I'm like, wait, what? What now? Yeah, you kind of got thrown into a gladiatorial pit that was also on fire, and then also, well, it became more on fire. It kind of saved your body. They didn't have true resurrection on them. So, yeah, it was a whole thing. It wasn't the best party or the best game anyway. Played it for like 9 months. But it whet my appetite for real games, which I found online with Roll20, and I've been playing ever since. And that was like 8 years ago. Alright, so that's the the steel drying. Let's pull out some apothecary white and begin on the white armor. There's a nice thing about backpacks that's only like 2, well, technically 3 like color families, because you got the black on the back, but that's such a minor thing. And if I ever remembered, I would do that first in the steel, but I never remember. Maybe the last couple backpacks I'll remember. Maybe by the time it gets to the last Outriders, I remember. Probably not, but one can hope. By the way, Sorian, what are you hobbying right now? What are you hobbying? What you up to, if you're still here? After my whining about enlisted. I think Sorian left. He left me here. Can you believe it? Let's see. Is this I just gotta clean up. Is the shader mix still good? Kinda still useful. A little bit. A little weird. Fine. It'll be fine. I'ma say no this. Trick. Sure. MG36, that's what I was thinking of before. I think I said 34. That's the MP34, which is a submachine gun. MG36, that's what I was thinking of earlier. Oh man, am I crashing? I know what that means. Paint harder. No worries, Tone. You're just, I don't know if you're saying you're still on it or what, but it's all good. You gotta do what you gotta do. Oof, compliance issues. Yeah, fairly familiar with how all that works. That can get pretty rough. Definitely screwed some of that up. The mess is going on a bit dirty. That's fine. I'll come out in the wash. Ironically, I think someone's doing laundry behind me. Alright. Now... hit up more of this Corax White, which I'm going to switch brushes for. We gotta get a bit more out of the pot. Nope, I'm wrong. Stick with this brush and do the Black Templar in the trenches, which are numerous on backpacks. Oh, I forgot there's more bolts down here. It's all good, man. Take care. Do what you gotta do, Tone. Alright. I'll mostly clean up with the highlights and stuff. Alright, now we move on to the highlights. At 9:30, yeah. I don't think this is gonna be completely done before 10. Any more paint? I don't know why I bother shaking this, it's just goo. Okay, well, instead of 1 drop of flow improver, I accidentally put 2 drops of flow improver, so now I need way more paint to make this, like, reasonable. Kinda hard to see the highlights, how much I have it dimmed so that not messed up by the white. Yeah. Actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, there's a little bit of fixing I gotta do, but I'll do that after I do the final highlight, the edge highlight. Because the edge highlight's just as likely to mess up the trenches as the standard highlight can. So unless we get a rise in stream traffic, I'm probably gonna end it at normal time, and I'm just gonna try to get this backpack done, and then off stream I can knock out the helmet. I also need to put so on the chainsaw shoulder. I think I grabbed the old size 0 again. The tip is falling apart very quickly. What I have left for the backpack is the white edge highlighting here and the steel highlighting. Need some fresh paint, however. Let's make this happen. Edge highlight, steel highlight, a little bit cleanup. Pop after the after I get the edge highlight on, pop some microsole onto the other transfer, do a steel highlight. Maybe pop a little bit more microsole on the transfer. And the chainsword arm, and by the time the backpack's totally done, for the other arm, and hopefully I can assemble it on camera, everything but the helmet. Okay, I think that's all the white highlights. I need to pop some micro sole on the shoulder pad. And gets the steel highlights. I can just get my brush clean anyway. One day I gotta just boil a bunch of water and just give a proper thorough cleaning to like all my brushes. Sure would do wonders for them. There we go. Jeez. Okay. Alright, so steel. Have some iron breaker, I believe this is right here. Okay. This track's gotta go. Actually looks pretty good. I'm just gonna call it. Let's assemble these bits and then I'm gonna call the stream as yeah, I mean I only have the helmet left, but at the same time, you know, traffic's kind of dropped off, chat's dropped off. I'm losing steam. And yeah. Also, I just keep getting these really not great tracks for this. Sure, yeah, this is good. Okay. Okay. So, let's see what angles we have here to play around with. So, Kind of liking that. Yeah. Alright. Got some glue on the back of the shoulder pad. And that stuck real hard and fast, just going. Yeah. Yeah. It's is where I drove all my holes a little wider than necessary. They still slip right on, even after they have a bunch of paint on them. Nice. So kind of look sort of like that ish. The head facing like that way, kind of deal. The ray of the camera. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna call a stream here. Yeah. Wednesday, we're gonna be starting up with the next intercessor wherever I happen to be on it at the time, as I'm gonna try to finish the head tonight for this one, not, almost one done tonight. And tomorrow is going to be prepping the bits for the next one, priming it, base coating it, and then I'll probably still be working on the chest and like the torso and legs Wednesday for the first stream, and we'll go from there. We've only got 4 more intercessors, and we're done with intercessors. So I'm really trying to hit by Halloween. It might be sooner. And we'll have the intercessors done and moving on to I don't know, maybe I'll put up for a vote. Put it up on the Discord. You want to get on a vote of which malls I'm painting next? Join the Discord through the Linktree link in the chat, or the Linktree link in the comment section. Not the comment section, the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, and put in a vote for which guys you want to see after. Which guys you want to see after Outriders, Blade Guard Ancients, or Chaplain and Bike. I'm still doing Kansaracon last regardless, because I want it was ordered for a higher level of detail, so I want to be at whatever my painting best is when I go into that. So if I pick up new techniques between now and then, I want them available. But all the others are going to be on the table, pretty much. So yeah, alright. It's basically tabletop. Catch you all Wednesday.